Hello, welcome to easyodds.com. I'm here with the horse racing extraordinaire, that is Jake Johns, and we are going to go through the Grade 1 Novice Chases at Cheltenham Festival 2017, which of course at easyodds.com we have a complete betting centre for the Cheltenham Festival now, on desktop and on mobile, as well as our exclusive app, so there's plenty of exclusive app content in there as well. So we have got you sorted, and Jake is going to go through the Arkle and the RSA pretty extensively, and we're going to have a quick gloss over the JLT as well. Yeah. So plenty to get on with. So let's get stuck straight in with the Arkle.
Yes. Okay. So the first Grade 1 Novice Chase of the entire meeting is the Arkle, famously one of the most exciting Novice Chases of the entire meeting. One of my favourite races. Remember Sprinter Sacra winning, absolutely fantastic. Obviously Duvan last year, so we've got some proper superstars winning this in the past. And this year we have the mighty Altior. Now obviously Min has been withdrawn, which is really, really unfortunate through injury. That rematch would have been a big talking point throughout all of the Cheltenham previews and all the way leading up to the race, and it would have been a proper matchup. I still think Altior would have won personally, but it doesn't matter anymore, it's all hypothetical because it's not going to happen. But yeah, I think Altior's going to win, of course. He's 1-3, so I'm not going to be tipping anything at 1-3. He's by far the most likely winner, but obviously he has to still get round. There are fences in front of him, loads of things could go wrong. Don't want to be putting thousands of pounds on a 1-3 shot. Fair enough if you do want to. He's really definitely the most likely winner, but I'm not that kind of guy. Waiting Patiently is interesting for me. He's not my tip, but I was looking at his form behind when he beat Politolog the other day. Obviously, Politolog was giving him a bit of weight and was really, really keen to the post and keen at throughout the first half of the race. I thought it was a bit of nothing. The form didn't really amount to anything at first. But when you take the line through Forrest Behan, who was comprehensively beaten by that Malcolm Jefferson horse the time before that, and he is unbeaten since, and he's beaten a couple of these as well quite well. Starts to make me think this might be actually a pretty good horse. Most of his form's on soft ground, so he would want quite a bit of rain. But if it does rain, I think he has a decent chance without the favourite. He's currently 20-1, just on with Altior in the race, but without the favourite, you can get him at. Who is it? 14-1. That is enormous. To be fair, I don't know what the plan is with him. I think you can go to they probably go to the JLT. Most of these are going to avoid Altior because it's just, they just think we're never going to win. So yeah, I think it's most likely to go to the JLT. But the one I mentioned on Twitter a couple of days ago, is Charbel for Kim Bailey. Altior has faced lots of good opposition when he came out of Novice Company last time. Obviously, he beat Fox Norton by miles, dodging bullets, traffic fluid. But the only horse that's given him a race, even slightly the hint of a race, is Charbel this season. He was leading him right up until the last fence, where he got tired, went down by 6 lengths, which is actually pretty good against Altior. I knew he was good. I thought he was good before that. I actually think Charbel's pretty good. But I remember when people were saying Altior's beating trees, but then I kept mentioning Charbel is not trees. Really, really good horse. Yeah, and he was leading right up until the last. Kim Bailey has also been quoted as saying, this is important, my horses weren't right at the time when we ran against Altior, which makes me think that they might have another stab at trying to get the better of him. I know that he thinks the world of this horse. I mean, the JLT is massively, massively in the picture still. About 50-50, I'd say, whether they'll go to the Altior, the Altior Chase, they might as well call it that, the Arkle or the JLT. But if they go to the Arkle, he's a really decent price. Currently, I tipped this yesterday at 9-2, and now he's 3-1. So I don't know what. I think some other people were mentioning it as well, actually. So yep. That's possibly why.
That's just the effect that you have on the market.
Yeah. But anyway, first time out this season, he'd be top notch in striking fashion. Obviously, Top Notch has gone on to pretty big things. Second favourite for the JLT at the moment, unbeaten since. And Charbel was keen throughout, but jumped really, really well from the front. One bit of standout form from his novice year, however, is obviously his fantastic, really, really, really strong 5th in a Supreme, which definitely would have been placed in a weaker year, because that Supreme was so hot. Obviously, Altior won, unbeaten since, unbelievable beast, monster. Min second, unbeaten since, fantastic over fences in his two starts. Bouverdere, unbeaten since, currently favourite for the champion hurdle. Tombstone, fourth, injured afterwards, recently just beat former champion hurdle winner Jeski, and tip of many for the Stayers hurdle and for this race. We've got, who else? Bells Hill was miles back in the field, and a couple of others. But yeah, it's just a super, super hot race. He has been coughing, which is a bit of a concern, which explains the absence. He's only had 2 runs this season, and he's going to go straight to the festival if he's right, which hopefully he will be. This is not ideal ever, of course, but when you look at his record fresh, his record first time out reads first. So it would be a huge concern for many other horses, but less of a concern for him, and it's still a bit of a concern, but it is less of a concern. Paddy Power, non-runner, no bet, and you can get him at 5-2. I think Betfair, I think they might not be non-runner, no bet, and they're currently available at 3-1, unless they've just recently gone runner, no bet within like today or something. But yeah, obviously, Alcior's probably going to win, but I think second place is really up for grabs. So yeah, I'd go with Charbel at 3-1 without the favourite.
Excellent stuff. So there's the selection there for the Arkle.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to be moving on now to the RSA?
I'll just quickly go through the JLT. I haven't got a massive play on this at the moment, so I'm not, I'm not going to just randomly just really go for a horse that I'm not really sure 100% who. I haven't written the article or anything, so I'm not 100% who's going to win. I think York Hill was pretty solid at 2-1. It doesn't look that good a field. He didn't jump very well last time, obviously, but the the sectionals were pretty good. I think he's an absolute beast. He blew up a little bit last season. Bit worried. At 2-1, you can get him with Betfair. That's not that bad. I think this is the plan. Obviously, champion hurdles been thrown around, and maybe the Arkle, but I think he's going to go for this. Top Notch was really good at Sandown last time, jumped really well, might want a bit of juice in the ground. Disco, very, very improved last time as well. I think he's got a bit of a chance, but also might want a bit of juice in the ground. Hand has never run at Cheltenham before. Politolog, I mentioned him earlier, got beaten by Waiting Patiently. Had a bit of a kind of test just to get a run into him before Cheltenham last time in a nothing event. Kempton won really easily. Needs to settle down massively. Needs to be delivered really, really late. He was actually my tip in the Cheltenham preview video. Politolog, 12-1. Just because of the price, it's a decent price at the moment. Yeah. I think he was 12-1 at the time. I think he got a decent chance. Jumps fantastically well. Travels very, very strongly. But when I just think of, is he going to be York Hill though? And I just don't think he's that good at the moment. But I think 8-1's a decent price. And yeah, when you're looking down the line, Waiting Patiently, mentioned before, 20-1. If he goes here, that's a decent price. Charbel could also run here, 20-1. That's also a really, really good price if he goes here. And then you've got RSA contenders like Might Bite and Bells Hill and stuff. But for now, I think at the prices, I'd probably go with York Hill, to be honest. 2-1 is all right. That's the only Betfair, the only place doing not doing non-run and no bet, so he's much shorter everywhere else. I think the best you can get when it's non-run and no bet is 7-4. So yeah, 6-4, 11-8. So that's I think he's all right at 2-1. But also Politolog is still decent value if he settles. Obviously, there's a lot of hurrah going around when it's at Cheltenham, so it might be a little bit more difficult for him to settle going to post, where he expends a lot of energy doing that. But yeah, those two who I'd be concentrating on this at the moment. I'll probably have a little bit on both of them. I'll probably have put York Hill and a couple of multiples or something maybe. But yeah, I haven't got a massive play in that at the moment. And then the RSA, which I do have an enormous play in, that I mentioned. I don't know why I did the JLT next, actually. I should have done the RSA. But anyway, yeah. I mentioned Might Bite in the Cheltenham preview video. You can watch it now. I mentioned him earlier. Might Bite for Nicky Henderson. He's so improved, and I think he should be shorter than 12-1 as well. And I actually think I tipped him about 12-1 at the time. He shortened into 6-1 because of he hasn't run since. Well, he has run since actually, but in a nothing race at Doncaster, and he absolutely bolted it. But things have happened since then. horses that have won in that race have gone much further forward and stuff. When I wrote the Arkle, Bells Hill was favourite, but obviously he's bombed out, took a bad fall. I'm not sure he'll even go to Cheltenham, and he didn't. I wanted to take him on anyway, so it's a bit annoying. But luckily, I got in there a bit before he bombed out. But yeah, he looks just a totally talk about Mike Bite now. He's looked totally different in his last couple of starts. He's currently best price 7-2 with Betfair. He absolutely bottled clear of Premier Bond by 14 lengths. He's won his next two, and then he fell in a Grade 2 at Kempton, Grade 1 at Kempton, when he was absolutely, it was about 20 lengths clear. It was very, very impressive stuff. Took a horrific fall, but yeah, it seems like everything's okay because he ran really well at Doncaster. Nothing race, but he won by miles. Yeah, and he's always had a lot of talent, but kind of been pretty quirky. So he was racing behind. He came quite a long way back behind more of that ages, a couple like last season, I think, on his first chase start, making a lot of mistakes and stuff. And he's been unlucky on a couple of occasions as well, making mistakes late on and so on. Kempton, a prime example, but he's done it a few other times as well. Royal Vacation won that race at Kempton, the race that he fell. Really fortuitous winner, but he absolutely bolted up next time in a valuable handicap at Cheltenham. So the recent form is stacking up even more. I think a lot of people have called him a flat track bully kind of thing, so because he's won Doncaster and Kempton and stuff. But I think that he's just classy. I was thinking the same thing about Altior last season before going into the Supreme. I thought his best runs are at Kempton, so he had one at Cheltenham, but that was his worst run, so I thought, oh, he's not going to be able to handle these ones. He's not going to get up the hill as well as Min and stuff like that, but obviously he did because he's just so unbelievably good. I think Mike Bite might be that. It's very hard to say that he's that level at the moment, but he is. From what we saw last time, he looked, well, not last time, but at Kempton, he looked absolutely like a beast. So 7-2 is still decent for him. Originally tipped at 12-1 in the Cheltenham preview, and then tipped again at 6-1 in the written preview. So it's getting a bit shorter and shorter and shorter. But yeah, that's that. All the novice chases done in the wrong order.
Classic Jake Johns. So there is 3 races tipped by Jake. So if you want to run through them one more time for our watchers.
Okay, so Arkle, I'm doing Charbel without the favourite. Currently best price of 3-1. Decent price. Very good form in the Supreme, and run twice this season. Probably given Altior his hardest test so far of fences. In the RSA, Mike Bite, currently 7-2, which is a decent price, but I've tipped him throughout for a while now. It's down from 12-1. Keep going in, so hopefully he does win, and I can buy that lovely yacht in the Bahamas.
Absolutely.
And then JLT, don't have a proper play, but I think your Politolog is interesting at 6-1. Yeah.
But if you are a JLT punter and you really do want Jake Johns' absolute tip, keep a lookout for both our Cheltenham Centre on desktop and on mobile, as well as the exclusive app, where there will be an exclusive tip up at some point, probably in the next few weeks, Jake. Yeah. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment on this video with your views on Jake's selections, as well as make sure that you open up an account with our sponsors for this video, Coral. You have a really good opening account offer of bet £5, which isn't a lot at all, and get free £30 bet, which is very, very good. So you can place maybe a £10 on each of your selections from this race, which wouldn't be too bad at all, and would win you plenty of money, including that Mike Bite selection at 6-1.
7-2 now, though, annoyingly.
But yes, last but not least, make sure that you download the app, because the Cheltenham Festival app is the place to get all of the odds, all of the tips, all of the free bets, all of the free offers, all in one place, and you can bet in our amazing app, which will be two taps, and then you've placed your bet on Jake's selection. So don't forget to download that with the link above Jake's head somewhere now. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Ross Casey. This is Jake Johns.
Bye.